Hello everyone, today we'll argue with you about what is more important, engine power or engine torque. There has been a long-standing dispute among car lovers about what is more important, power or torque. Historically, this dispute has arisen over which engine is faster, diesel or gasoline. Let's consider this question using a specific example. Let's say there are two cars. One car has a gasoline engine, marked with letter B here. The second car has a diesel engine. Here it has a volume of 2 liters and a power of 150 horsepower. The diesel engine has a volume of 1.9 liters and a power of 120 horsepower. An interesting fact is that when these cars start from the intersection, then at the initial moment of time it is the diesel car that will brake ahead. The advantage in acceleration of a diesel car will occur up to about 80–100 km per hour. Then a gasoline car will start to catch up with it. Power will be denoted by the letter P, so here power P1 is greater than P2. Also, the engine has another very important indicator, which is called torque, denoted by the letter T. In our case, which are considering on the board, the torque of a diesel car will be higher than that of a gasoline car. Based on this fact, a diesel car with less power at the start overtakes a gasoline car with higher power, and this dispute arose. The argument is what is more important, power, that's our power, or torque, that's a torque. I want to tell you that most diesel car owners will argue that the most important engine indicator is torque. Looking ahead, I will say that this is not very true. Still, the most important indicator is engine power, and now I will tell you why. Torque is measured in newtons per meter and is the product of the force on its arm. For example, it looks like this. Here I have a lever about half a meter long and also have a plate weighing about 1 kilogram. And now I will create torque with my hand. Here I am creating torque. Let's calculate the magnitude of this torque. And so, the first indicator is strength. Force is the weight of this 1 kilogram. It equals 1 kilogram multiplied by the acceleration of 9.8. The second parameter is the length of the lever. We multiply it by about half a meter, so 0.5, and get about 5 newtons per meter. Thus, it turns out that I created a torque of 5 newtons per meter. The formula for the engine power in this case is equal to torque, here it is, multiplied by the speed and by some kind of numerical coefficient. Power is measured in horsepower or kilowatts. The first fact, the engine torque can change when passing through the gearbox. That is, if at our input the engine, for example, has 200 newtons per meter, then after the gearbox it can have, for example, 2000 newtons per meter. But the engine power cannot be changed in any way any longer. It is a constant value, and the transmission and gearbox cannot change the engine power in any way. The second interesting fact, the torque does not depend on time or revolutions. It depends only on strength and leverage. This suggests that, for example, a tractor has a torque on wheels that can be 10 times greater than a car. But a tractor will not accelerate faster even if the weight of the tractor and cars were the same. Power, in turn, depends on revolutions per minute. This can be seen directly from its formula. Here is power, and here is revolutions per minute. So the third fact is that the power is a more complex indicator that includes torque. It can be seen from this formula. So, conclusions. Power is a complex value that shows how fast we can do some work for some time. Torque does not in any way depend on time or wheel speed. Also, torque can be changed by passing through the gearbox. Power never changes, but the question still remains. Why a diesel car with less power accelerates faster at the start than a gasoline one? The answer is, the power of the internal combustion engine increases gradually, and the acceleration of a car depends on the power increase schedule. Above I have a graph of the power of a gasoline engine. That is, when the engine starts to spin up and the power begins to gradually increase. A gasoline engine reaches its maximum power at 6,000 revolutions per minute, for example. With a diesel engine, power builds up a little faster and maximum power is reached at 4,000 revolutions per minute. Thus, looking at the power characteristics, you can always tell which car will accelerate faster, all other things being equal. In this case, the diesel engine will accelerate faster in the first 3-4 gears, and the gasoline engine will accelerate faster in 4th, 5th, and 6th gears. Suppose we turn on the first gear, press the gas pedal, the power quickly increases. We switch it to the second, then the power quickly increases again, then the third and the fourth quickly again. In a gasoline engine, the speed and the power gain is a little slower. They usually say that the gasoline engine needs to be revved up. Therefore, when we go to the first, we wait a little longer until the revolutions reach 6,000 revolutions per minute. Then we turn on the second, then again there is such an acceleration. Then we turn on the third gear. When you reach 4th or 5th gear, the diesel engine will start to choke slowly, while the gasoline engine, on the contrary, will have maximum power at high speeds and high gears. So in high gears, the gasoline engine will accelerate faster. That is, you will drive in 4th and 5th gear with maximum power. And when the diesel engine runs at its maximum speed, it will be 5,000–6,000 revolutions per minute. Then its power will already be relatively low here. And so the conclusion. In a dispute about what is more important, power or engine torque, the definite answer is power. Looking at the engine power, or rather at its graph, you can always tell how the engine will accelerate. Also, there are various engines, both diesel and gasoline, and in some characteristics they can be very interesting. For example, there are gasoline engines in which the power starts to grow a little earlier. There are also diesel engines in which the power can be greater. It all depends on the specific brand of car and on the specific engine. From whether this engine has direct injection, whether this engine has a turbine and how many of these turbines. There is also a bi-turbo system and so on. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. And all the best to you. See you soon.